May I, ma'am?
Yes, buddy, we can begin.
Okay. There are many ways to love your body, but filling your body with nutritious food is the highest form of self-respect. Distinguished guests, respected Principal Madam, Vice Principal, faculty members, and my dear student friends. A lovely morning to everyone present here. I am Vigneshwari. Take the privilege of comparing the Day 6 events of the National Nutrition Week celebrations 2021, organized by the Department of Nutrition, Food Service Management and Dietetics in collaboration with Indian Dietetic Association, NetProfan, Nutrition Society of India, Chennai chapters. Today's event has been made remarkable due to the presence of renowned people as well. Prayer is a thought, a belief, a feeling arising from within the minds of the one praying, stated in this home. Let's start our day's event with prayer song.
सत्यव्रतं सत्यपरं त्रिसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं हृतसत्यनेत्रम् सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः वाणी गुणानुकथने श्रवणौ कथायां हस्तौ च कर्मसु मनस्तव पादयोनः स्मृत्यां शिरस्तव निवास जगत्प्रणामे दृष्टि सदा दर्शनेषु भवत्तनूना नमो भगवते तस्मै कृष्णायाद्भुतकर्मणे रूपनाम विभेदेन जगत्क्रीडति यो यतः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
It was indeed divine. I now request our head of the department, Ms. Sarah Priscilla Madam, to deliver the welcome address.
Morning, everyone. On behalf of the Department of Nutrition, Food Service Management and Dietetics, Srimati Devkumar Nahalpat Vaishnav College of Women, Rohit, Chennai, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome everyone to the final day of National Webinar Series organized by our department in collaboration with Indian Dietetic Association, NetProfan, Nutrition Society of India, Chennai chapters. I extend my warm welcome to our beloved principal, Dr. R. Geeta, our Vice Principal, Dr. S. Sita Lakshmi, our Dean of New Age Sciences and Technology, Dr. Venu Agarwal, and express my gratitude for their guidance and support throughout the event. I feel great proud to introduce and thank our special guests of honor, Mr. Arun and Mr. Arvind, motivational speakers, casting directors, and founders of Twin Heart Entertainment.
Thank you.
So graciously accepted our invite to join us today. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you,
sir.
Nandigal.
Welcome to our scientific speaker of the day, Ms. Grace Jnanapriya, clinical nutritionist, CareFit Clinic, Bangalore. We welcome you, ma'am. I extend my warm welcome to all my dear students and staff of the department, my fellow colleagues and students of our college, and all the viewers who have joined us today online. I once again welcome you all and hope you'll have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, it is my honor to invite our beloved principal, Dr. R. Geeta Madam, to deliver the presidential address.
A warm and happy morning to all of you who are here. The week-long program in association with Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University and celebrating the National Nutrition Week 2K21 has witnessed a lot of events which emphasize the need for nutrition for all people. The involvement of the faculty and students in the various programs is really impressive, and many of the students, many of the audience have benefited out of it. And we are indeed thankful to Mr. Arun and Aravind who are here. And indeed, we have had the privilege of having them in our college campus also earlier. It is wonderful to have them along amidst us, even during this pandemic, joining us in a live webinar to share their thoughts. We have always seen them taking a lead role in impressing upon young population, youth population, right? And specifically students, college-going students, sharing their thoughts on how you have to move ahead. And it's really impressive, and using their own field, which students always find interesting, and I think they are doing a tremendous job. And it's a very nice thing that we are having them amongst us for the final day session, for the valedictory session amongst us also. So I would like to congratulate the department and the students for their lovely contribution. And as I have been emphasizing, so we should not forget about being healthy once this celebration is over. So all these programs are aimed to give the need for nutrition, to emphasize the need for leading a healthy life. So I would like all students to take the feedback from all the resource persons, renowned resource persons, and the special guests who are here, and see how you can always be healthy and lead a healthier, more healthier life. Wish you all success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It is my privilege to invite Dr. S. Sita Lakshmi, ma'am, Vice Principal, to address the gathering.
A very happy morning to all the viewers, and my special wishes to our guests, Mr. Arun and Arvind from Twin Hearts Entertainment, and Grace Jnanapriya ma'am for gracing this occasion. We are immensely thankful to our principal ma'am, who always nourishes, encourages, and is always a support for conducting various activities in the college. She makes sure that she participates in almost all the events organized by every department, sparing her valuable time. Kudos to the Department of NFSMD for organizing this week-long national webinar series. It was indeed a great effort by the staff members and the students of the NFSMD department for having organized this week-long celebrations. My special appreciations to Dr. Sara Prasanna, Head of the Department of NFSMD, for bringing renowned resource persons to be a part of this webinar series on every day. My appreciations are due to all the student participants for their enthusiastic participation and the interest shown by them. We extend our hearty welcome to our guests for the day. Welcome you, sir, and welcome you, madam. Our students are awaiting to witness a very lively, enjoyable, and a memorable event today, celebrating the last day of the webinar series. Best wishes to the department, and over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And now, warmly welcome Ms. Lakshmi T.S., Assistant Professor, to give us an insight into the events of National Nutrition Week celebrations 2021.
Thank you, Vigneshwari. I'm reminded of a quote by Dr. Mark Hyman. It's not just calories, it's information. It talks to the DNA and tells it what to do. The most powerful tool to change your health, environment, and the entire world is your phone.
Ma'am, your audible is too low, ma'am.
I'm sorry, there's some network issues. Am I audible now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm reminded of a quote by Dr. Mark Hyman. Food is not just calories, it is information. It talks to your DNA and tells us what to do. The most powerful tool to change your health, environment, and the entire world is your phone. A warm morning to everyone present here. I deem it a privilege to present the events preview of National Nutrition Week celebrations 2K21. Nutrition is a basic human need and a prerequisite to a healthy life. A proper diet is essential from the very early stages of life for proper growth and development, and also to remain active. With this idea in mind, the Department of Nutrition, Food Service Management and Dietetics had organized a series of national webinars from the 1st to 7th of September 2021 on select nutrition topics. COVID-19, the pandemic, has proven to be a challenge to all of us. Proper nutrition, staying hydrated, enhancing immunity are key factors that will help us tackle the pandemic. Dr. R. Bhavani, our speaker for the first day, had dealt with every aspect of it. The significance of consuming a diet that is balanced, the positive health effects it confers on an individual, and the ways by which we can enhance the quality of the food we consume were the concepts that were discussed by Ms. Deepna Jamima on day 2. Ms. Deepa Lakshmi addressed the gathering about the topic nutrition in infection on day 3. As on an everyday basis, our body is exposed to potential harmful microorganisms. Our immune system works to fight against those infections once it detects the presence of foreign bodies in the system. Good nutrition, right from the start, would help the infant grow and develop into a healthy individual. Exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life, starting from the complementary feeding from the 6th month, is also considered useful. On the 4th day, Ms. Yasmin Abulka had elaborated on those concepts. On day 5, we were enlightened by Ms. Karpagavali on the need for being fit. The physical activity plays a key role in the maintenance of health and in the prevention of chronic illnesses. We have some engrossing events planned for today's session, a topic that is the need of the hour. Holistic health for women will be handled by Ms. Grace Priya Jnanaprabhakar. I am sure that the webinar series has proven to be fruitful in inculcating nutrition knowledge among the students and the general public as well, and help reiterate the theme for this year's theme, Nutrition Week Celebrations 2021, which is feeding smart right from the start. Merci.
Thank you, ma'am. To be motivated is great, and motivating someone is a honor, and not everyone gets that to do. I now request Mrs. Subhatra Natarajan, Assistant Professor and Association Vice President, to make the introduction of our special guest.
Good morning, everybody. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the twin sensation of television. They are the founders of the Twin Heart Entertainment. Mechanical engineers by qualification, these multi-talented, passionate, warm personality are motivational speakers, casting directors, and reality show organizers for leading television channels. Having organized 80 plus reality shows on television, which include popular shows like Super Singer, Big Boss, Kalkapovadi Yare, among others. Our esteemed guests have also contributed towards blockbuster movies like 96, Acham Enbadu Maramayada, Dora, Ira. They are working towards introducing and creating a platform for many young talents in the industry. They are twin brothers who are presently working on some interesting upcoming projects with director Mr. Karthik Suparaj and few others. We have among us today the twin wonders, Mr. Arun and Mr. Arvind. With zeal, we wish to welcome both of you, sir. Thank you for honoring us with your presence.
தேங்க்யூ மேம். எங்களுக்கும் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் மேம். அண்ட் அப்படியே இதுக்கு அர்த்தம் வந்து அப்படியே எங்க கிட்ட மைக்க கொடுத்துறீங்க, நாங்க பேச போறோம், அப்படிதானே? ஆமா
ஆமா. Yes, sir.
ரைட், ஓகே, சூப்பர். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் எல்லாருக்குமே ரொம்ப ரொம்ப நன்றி. எங்களையும் மதித்து இங்க அழைத்து உங்க கூட வந்து இந்த ஸ்டேஜ வந்து ஷேர் பண்ண வச்சுக்கிட்டதுக்கு வந்து காலேஜ் டீம் அண்ட் ஓவரால் கோஆர்டினேட்டர்ஸ் எல்லாருக்கும் நன்றி. அண்ட் முக்கியமா நியூட்ரிஷன் அப்படின்னு வரும்போது நாங்க ஏன் இதுக்கு இம்பார்ட்டண்டா வரணும் அப்படின்னு நாங்க ஆசைப்பட்டோம் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, எங்களை பார்த்தாலே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும் நாங்க எவ்வளவு ஸ்ட்ராங்கா இருக்கோம், எவ்வளவு தூரத்துக்கு வந்து எனர்ஜெட்டிக்கா இருக்கோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. மேபி வீடியோல தெரியுதான்னு தெரியல. 2015 விஜய் டிவில ஜாயின் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் நியூட்ரிஷன் பத்தி எல்லாம் நமக்கு ஐடியா கிடையாது. டெய்லி பயங்கரமா உழைக்கணும்டா, பயங்கரமா சம்பாதிக்கணும்டா தான் இருந்தோமே தவிர நல்லா சாப்பிடணும், உடம்ப பாத்துக்கணுங்கிற எண்ணமே கிடையாது. 2 இயர்ஸ் நியர்லி ஒரு 15 to 20 ரியாலிட்டி ஷோஸ் ஆர்கனைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு பெஸ்ட் கோஆர்டினேட்டர்னு ஒரு அவார்டு கொடுக்குறாங்க அப்படின்னு ஜாலியா உட்கார்ந்துருக்கும் போது அந்த அவார்டு ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்கு போட்ட உழைப்பெல்லாம் சேர்த்து வச்சு செஞ்சு எங்களை அந்த அவார்ட் ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்கு போய் அவார்டே வாங்க முடியாத அளவுக்கு எங்களை வந்து படுக்க போட்டுருச்சு. அருண் மட்டும் தனியா போய் வாங்க மாட்டேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு நாங்க 2 பேருமே போல. அப்ப ஒண்ணு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம். எவ்வளவு தூரத்துக்கு உழைப்பு போட்டாலும், எவ்வளவு தூரத்துக்கு வந்து நம்ம நேரத்தை வந்து எல்லாத்துக்கும் செலவிட்டாலும் நம்ம பாடியை பாத்துக்கிறது நம்ம கையில தான் இருக்கு. தேவையான ஃபுட்டையும் அந்த என்ன தேவையோ அதை தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு நம்ம இருக்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு தான் அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் நிறைய தண்ணி குடிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சோம். நிறைய ப்ராப்பரான வந்து ஃபுட் எடுக்க ஆரம்பிச்சோம். முக்கியமா நேரத்துக்கு சாப்பிட ஆரம்பிச்சோம். அம்மா கொடுக்கறத எதுவும் வேண்டாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு மூடிக்கிட்டு எடுத்து வாயில போட்டுக்கிட்டோம். ஐ மீன் திறந்து எடுத்து வாயில போட்டுக்கிட்டோம். சோ இதனால நான் சொல்ல வர்றது, இதை லைவ் பாக்குற எல்லா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கும் இன்னைக்கு காலையில இருந்துச்சு ஐயோ டைம் ஆச்சுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு நீங்க உங்க பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட ஸ்கிப் பண்ணிட்டு போறது ரொம்ப ஈஸி. ஏன்னா உங்களுக்கு டக்குன்னு கையில கிடைக்குது. பட் ஒரு நாள் அந்த ஒரு பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட் நீங்க சாப்பிட்டுதான் ஆகணும்னு உங்க டாக்டர் கண்டிப்பா சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா? அன்னைக்கு வலிக்கும், ஐயோ தப்பு பண்ணிட்டோமேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. அதனால தண்ணி எவ்வளவு குடிக்கணும்னு இந்த மாதிரி பீப்புள் எல்லாம் சொல்லும் போது எழுதி வச்சுங்க. ஏன்னா நம்ம மைண்ட்ல எல்லாம் வந்து அதெல்லாம் இருக்காது. வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப்ல போய் இன்னைக்கு 4 மெசேஜ் பண்ணணும், கிளப் ஹவுஸ்ல போய் எல்லாருக்கிட்டையும் இன்டராக்ட் பண்ணணும், ஃபேஸ்புக்ல வந்து போட்டோக்கு லைக் வரணும், பிக் பாஸ்ல பாக்கணும், குக் வித் கோமாளி பாக்கணும், எல்லாம் இருக்கும் போது நம்ம எப்படி பாத்துக்கணுங்கிறது நமக்கு ஞாபகத்துல இருக்காது. சோ இந்த மாதிரி பீப்புள் அவ்வளவு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க இல்லையா? ஒரு பேசிக்கான ஒரு 5 விஷயம் கண்டிப்பா எல்லாரும் காமனா சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க. எவ்வளவு தண்ணி எடுத்துக்கணும், எவ்வளவு கார்போ உள்ள போகணும், எதெல்லாம் நியூட்ரிஷன், எதெல்லாம் தப்பான ஃபுட்டு. பஸ் போகும், அந்த இடத்துல காரு போகும், கூடவே தூசியும் போகும். ஆனா அங்க இருக்கிற ஃப்ரைட் ரைஸ் தான் நம்ம ருசி சாப்பிடுவோம். அதுதான் நமக்கு வந்து ஹெல்த்ன்னு நம்ம நினைச்சுப்போம். ஹெல்த்ன்னு நினைச்சுக்க மாட்டோம், ஸ்டைல்னு நினைச்சுக்கிட்டு தான் இங்க நிறைய பேர் எல்லாத்தையும் சாப்பிட்டுட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஆமா, பழைய சாதத்தையே பர்கர் மாதிரி கொடுத்தா கண்டிப்பா எல்லாரும் சாப்பிடுவாங்க. அதனால இங்க இருக்கிறதுலாம் வந்து நிறைய, ஏன்னா நாங்க மீடியாக்குள்ள இருக்கிறதுனால மோஸ்ட்லி ப்ராப்பரா இன்டேக் போற இடம் வந்து மீடியா நாங்க சொல்லுவோம். ஏன்னா வந்து எல்லா இடத்துலயும் ஒர்க் பண்ற இடத்துல வந்து டைமுக்கு சாப்பாடு வந்து இருக்குமான்னு தெரியாது. பட் மீடியா பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் காலையில நீங்க உள்ள நுழையும் போது 7 மணிக்கு உங்களுக்கு சாப்பாடு அங்க ரெடியா இருக்கும். ஏன்னா அங்க நிறைய பேரோட போக்கஸ் வந்து நல்லா சாப்பிட்டுட்டு உள்ள நுழைஞ்சாதான் நல்லா வேலை பார்ப்பாங்கிறது. மேபி ஒரு 50 வருஷமா மீடியால ஃபாலோ பண்றாங்களான்னு தெரியல. சோ அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு இடத்துல நாங்க இருக்கிறதுனால அதெல்லாம் இருந்துமே நிறைய பேர் அதை கான்சன்ட்ரேட் பண்ணாதான் நாங்க பாத்துருவோம். எங்க டீம் பசங்க வந்து நிறைய டைம்ல வந்து அண்ணா வேலை பார்க்கணும்னா வேலை தானே முக்கியம், நாளைக்கு நம்மளுக்கும் நேஷனல் அவார்டு கிடைக்கணும், ஆஸ்கர் அவார்டு கிடைக்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு டயட்ல எல்லாம் கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்ணாம இருந்தவங்க எல்லாம் பார்த்திருக்கோம். சோ அந்த அவங்களுடைய பெயினையும் நாங்க வந்து கூட இருந்து அனுபவிச்சதுனால நாங்க சொல்றோம். இந்த லைவ் பாக்குற இந்த 18 to 20 இந்த அடுத்த ஃபியூச்சர் ஜெனரேஷன், நாட்டை காப்பாற்ற போறவங்க அண்ட் நம்மளோட சொசைட்டியை வந்து மேம்படுத்த போறோம்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம் இல்லையா? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க ஸ்ட்ராங்கா இருந்தாதான் உங்களை சுத்தி இருக்கிறவங்களை ஸ்ட்ராங்கா வச்சுக்க முடியும். அதனால தயவு செஞ்சு ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்க. அண்ட் இத்தனை நாள் வரைக்கும் நாங்களும் இப்படி ஒரு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட், இதுக்கான இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் இது எல்லாமே ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணாம நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சதெல்லாம் விஸ்காம்ல இருந்து வர இன்டர்ன்ஸ், அந்த இன்டர்ன்ஸை வந்து நாங்க சம்பளம் வாங்காம வேலை வச்சு ஒரு வருஷமும் ஒரு பேட்சையும் வந்து நாங்க வச்சு பாத்துக்கிட்டு இருப்போம். ரீசெண்டா ஒரு லாஸ்ட் 2-3 இயர்ஸா தான் மத்த விஷயங்கள்லாம் வந்து ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணும்போது தான் உங்க டிபார்ட்மெண்டோட அருமையும் எங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிச்சு. ஏன்னா எங்களோட க்ளோஸ் ஃப்ரெண்ட் வந்து ஆக்சுவலி உங்க எங்க க்ளோஸ்னா என்னோட ஒய்ஃபோட ரொம்ப க்ளோஸ் ஃப்ரெண்ட். சோ அவங்க வந்து ஒரு 2 months ஒன்ஸ் வந்து தேவையில்லாம எங்களை அனலைஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க, என்ன மாதிரி இருக்கிறாங்க, என்ன மாதிரி சாப்பிடுறாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. எங்க வாழ்க்கையில அவங்க இன்டர்ஃபியரன்ஸ் அதிகமா வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் உங்க டிபார்ட்மெண்டோட அருமையை எங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிச்சு. அருமைக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கு. ஓகே, சோ அதனால வந்து அதுதான் மெயின் ரீசன். இந்த ஒரு செமினார், அதுவும் இந்த மாதிரி பர்டிகுலர் ஃபீல்ட்ல இருந்து வருதுன்னு நாங்க வந்து கண்டிப்பா உள்ள இருக்கணும்னு சொல்றது. அண்ட் இதை பாக்குற மத்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கும் சொல்றது, மீடியா ரிலேட்டடா ஒரே ஒரு விஷயத்த மட்டும் ஷேர் பண்ணி நினைக்கிறேன். எல்லாமே மீடியா அப்படின்னு நினைச்சுக்கிட்டு ஃபேமிலியும் சரி நம்மளையும் சரி நம்ம வந்து ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்றதே கிடையாது. ஒரு பெரிய செலிபிரிட்டி வந்து அவர் வந்து இயற்கையை வந்து நம்ம பாதுகாக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னார்னா, தலைவன் சொல்லிட்டாண்டா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அடுத்த செகண்ட் ஒரு வாட்ஸ்அப் ஸ்டேட்டஸ், அதுக்கு ஒரு சென்டிமெண்ட் சாங் இல்லைன்னா ஒரு மோட்டிவேஷன் சாங் வச்சு போடுறீங்க. பட் உங்க கூட இருக்கிற உங்க அம்மா உங்களுக்கு எது நல்லதுன்னு நினைச்சு கொடுத்தாலும் ஐயா அதெல்லாம் வேணாம் சொல்லிட்டு ஈஸியா உதாசனப்படுத்தி போறீங்க. சோ மீடியாங்கிறத டைம் பாஸுக்கு வச்சுக்கணும், கூட இருக்கிறவங்கள மெயினா வச்சுக்கணும், யாரோட வார்த்தைக்கு இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் கொடுக்கணுங்கிறத தயவு செஞ்சு ஓபன் பண்ணி பார்த்து தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. ஏன்னா ஆர்டிபிஷியலான ஒரு வேர்ல்டுக்குள்ள வந்து சுத்திக்கிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. அது முக்கியமா இந்த ரீசன் லாக்டவுனுக்கு அப்புறம் கையிலேயே மொபைல் கொடுத்து வேற வழியில பண்ணி அதுலயே இருப்பான்னு பேரண்ட்ஸே கொடுத்துட்டு போற அளவுக்கு ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன் உருவானதுக்கு அப்புறம் உங்களை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றதுக்கு யாருமே இல்லாம ஆகிட்டாங்க. எப்ப காதுல ஹெட்செட் மாட்டினாலும் நீங்க படிச்சுட்டு தான் இருக்கீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிற எத்தனையோ பேரண்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்க, ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கீங்கன்னு. சோ அந்த நம்பிக்கைக்கெல்லாம் பாத்திரமா நீங்க ரொம்ப வருஷம் காப்பாத்தணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா இந்த மாதிரி விஷயங்கள்லாம் நீங்க கடைபிடிச்சுதான் ஆகணும். ஒரே ஒரு ஜுரம் போதும் நீங்க எவ்வளவு வீக்கா இருக்கீங்கன்னு உங்களுக்கு சுட்டி காட்டுறதுக்கும், உங்க கூட யார் இருக்காங்கன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியப்படுத்துறதுக்கும். அந்த ஒரு ஜுரம் வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் நமக்கு என்ன தேவைங்கிறத நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா அடுத்த வாட்டி அந்த பிரச்சனை எல்லாம் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணாம இருப்போம். சோ அதனால ஒரு ஜுரம் கிடையாது, ஒரு சின்ன தலைவலி போதும். நம்மளால முடியல அப்படின்னு சொன்னா பக்கத்துல யார் நிக்கிறாங்கன்னு பாக்குறதுக்கு. அதனால 24 நேரமும் மீடியாவை கட்டிட்டு அழுவாம உங்க உடம்பையும் உங்களுடைய சுத்தி இருக்கிற சொந்தங்களையும் பார்த்துக்கிட்டு டைம் பாஸுக்கு கொஞ்ச நேரம் டிவி பார்த்துட்டு நல்லா இருந்துச்சுன்னா பார்த்து கை தட்டுங்க. நல்லா இல்லைன்னா ட்ரால் பண்ணாம அடுத்த சேனல் மாத்திருங்க. அது ஒரு வேலையா நிறைய பேர் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. சோ அதெல்லாம் பண்ணாம நம்ம உடம்பை பேணி காப்பது எப்படி அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இந்த பக்கத்துல எல்லாம் மகான்கள் நிறைய பேர் இன்னும் இங்க பேனலிஸ்ட்லயும் நிறைய பேர் இருக்கிறாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து இதை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கிறதுலயும் நிறைய பேர் இருக்கிறாங்க. அவங்க சொல்றதெல்லாம் வந்து நாங்களும் வந்து எழுதி வச்சுக்கிட்டு கடைபிடிச்சுக்கிட்டு எங்க வாழ்க்கைய நாங்க ஆரோக்கியமா வாழ்றோம், உங்க வாழ்க்கையை நீங்க ஆரோக்கியமா வாழுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு எங்களையும் இங்கு அழைத்து அழகுபடுத்திய அத்தனை நல்லுள்ளங்களுக்கும் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு உங்களிடமிருந்து விடைபெற்றுக் கொள்வது அருண் மற்றும் நான் அரவிந்த், அந்த பக்கம் இருக்கிற அருண். நன்றி மேம்.
Thank you, sir. We wish to express our gratitude to Mr. Arun and Mr. Arvind for being with us on this National Nutrition Week celebration 2K21. Your presence and your gentle words are a source of encouragement for all of us, sir. Thank you for being with us in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Thank you. அண்ட் நான் இன்னொன்னு சொல்லிங்கன்னா, ஆக்சுவலி உங்க காலேஜ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் தான் வந்து எங்களுடைய ஒரு நியூட்ரிஷனிஸ்டா ரொம்ப ஒரு 3 இயர்ஸா எங்க கூட டிராவல் ஆயிட்டு இருக்காங்க. சோ அது வந்து நாங்க உங்க காலேஜுக்கு ஒரு வாட்டி கெஸ்டா வரும்போது எங்களை இன்வைட் பண்ணவங்க. அவங்க தான் வந்து நிறைய எங்களோட ஓவரால் டீமுக்கே வந்து நியூட்ரிஷனா இருக்காங்க மேம். அது நான் பெருமையாவே ஆமா மேம். அதுவே இப்ப அவங்க வந்து எங்க மூலமா வந்து நிறைய விஜய் டிவில ஒரு 2-3 ஸ்டார்ஸ்க்கு வந்து பர்சனல் நியூட்ரிஷன் ட்ரைனராவே வந்து நாங்க ஆக்கி வச்சுட்டோம் அவங்கள.
ஆமா, அவங்க ஒரு பவுன்சராவே மிரட்டி சாப்பிட வைக்கிறாங்க.
மிரட்டி சாப்பிட வைக்கிறாங்க.
Thank you.
நன்றி மேம், நன்றி.
Thank you, sir. Holistic health is an approach to life that considers multidimensional aspects of wellness. It motivates individuals to acknowledge the whole person: physical, mental, emotional, social, intellectual, and spiritual. Women often neglect themselves in the process of taking care of their loved ones. They are actually the ones who are in the need of good care and nourishment. We have with us today an expert, Ms. Grace Nyanapriya, ma'am, to give us an insight into the topic holistic health for women. Over to you, Soundarya. I would like to call you to introduce our speaker of the day.
It is a great honor for me to introduce Ms. Grace Nyanapriya Abraham. Ms. Grace is one of the member of Nutrition Society of India, NSI, and lifetime member of IGA Bangalore chapter. She has vast experience on the field of nutrition and dietetics. She had completed a Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics and Master of Science in Food and Nutrition from Women's Christian College, Chennai. She has worked as a dietitian at a Christian Medical College, Vellore, and as a senior dietitian at NIOC, Chennai, and also worked as a lecturer at Anne Velangani, Chennai. Now, currently, she is working as a nutritionist in CareFit Clinic, Bangalore. Ms. Grace has did many projects on nutrition and dietetics. We are very glad to have you with us, ma'am.
Thank you, Soundarya. Once again, heartfelt welcome, ma'am. Here to talk about holistic health, Madam Grace Nyanapriya.
Thank you for the introduction. Will I be able to share my screen?
Yes, please, ma'am.
able to view my screen? Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please go to the full screen mode, ma'am? So we can see
Yes,
your screen.
yes. Perfect now. Able to see?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please wait, ma'am? The recording has been stopped. Can you please wait for a few minutes, ma'am?
Sure.
Thank you. Ma'am, it's on live anyways on YouTube, ma'am. So I think we can proceed with the session, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. The recording is
start?
also started. Yes, ma'am. Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining this webinar. Each one of us desire to flourish in our personal life, family life, professional and social life. But remember, you got to nourish to flourish. Good morning, and I'm really happy to be a part of this webinar series. And I want to thank, first of all, my friend Subhatra, and also the college management for inviting me to be a part of this nutrition program. Throughout the week, you must have heard about various topics, various speakers who are talking about various topics on nutrition. Today, the topic is to bring about all together holistic health for women. It is the need of the hour for women in India. So what is holistic health? Holistic health mainly depends on three things. It is the harmony of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social health, which needs to be in a balanced in all aspects of your life, be it a professional, your personal life, your social life. And to achieve this, you have a constellation of choices and life designs. But that personal choice is among the constellation of choices which will help you to have this holistic health. Holistic health mainly depends on the three things, on harmony and balance. And also, to achieve this, you have a number of choices, but the personal choice is yours. I would be dealing about physical health more in detail and the other health aspects in a brief introduction. So, what is holistic health? Holistic health basically has these 5 elements in it. Firstly, about the physical health. Physical health basically is the state of body, its functions, its development, and it is also the ability to carry out a daily task. Mental health relates to our cognitive ability and skills. It is the ability to reason, analyze, create, evaluate, and also rational decision making. Emotional health is otherwise understanding and liking ourselves. It is the ability to accept and cope with our feelings of our own and also accept the feelings of others. Spiritual health is mainly the faith, belief, and values in our own life. It is also the ability to know the meaning and purpose of life. And lastly, about the social health. Social health is acceptance, inclusion, and being connected. Social health is the topic, is the most important and most uh, good topic these days, which have been connecting everybody. So it has the ability to build, maintain harmonious and satisfying relationship. So these are the 5 health which are to be a part of this holistic health. So in this presentation, I'll be talking more on the physical health of a woman, and I would be giving a brief introduction of the other healths as well. So The physical health of a woman, I have divided the life stages in 5 different groups according to the age groups of a woman. So this is my division of the life of a woman. So in each of these women life stages, we will see what are the problems encountered. So I think you must have heard about your calorie content, your nutrition, your lifestyle changes, the main nutrient distribution on all these days for the last 5 days. I'm not going to have, I'm not going to talk about the each age group and each nutrient calorie classification because you would have already heard about it. I'm going to tell the problems encountered and also the key health issues in our current scenario, in our current status, and some statistics to see the quantum of problems, and finally, some potential solutions. So I will try as much as possible to share the examples of what I see and what I have heard from patients who I talk to. So we go on with the first phase of a women's health, including infancy and childhood. So infancy and childhood, the major situation, I think in books and what we have in the academic, we read about protein energy malnutrition, we read about Benasmus, kwashiorkor. All these things are malnutrition. I think those days have gone. The main trend, the main drawback in this urbanization and in this situation is mainly childhood obesity. So childhood obesity is epidemic in India. With 4.4 million obese children in India, India is second in the world next to China. 2 out of 3 children will carry it to their adulthood. So it is mainly because of the urbanization and introduction of modern foods. It is the fast foods and also the imbalance between our intake and the output of energy. So main solution is to reduce your sugar intake. Basically, these days, sugar has been addicted. It is regarded as a reward to a child. When the child is doing good in the school, or when they are doing good in a play, or when they are doing good in any other extracurricular activities, sugars are regarded as a reward. So that should be discouraged. So sugar is the new tobacco, which has been published in the newsletters, and encourage children to increase the water intake instead of using fruit juices or milkshakes. Instead of giving them, encourage the parent to encourage the children to drink more of water. So that will really help in the intake of reduction of calories. Use of skimmed milk by the age of 2 should be advised to all the parents who come for the counseling. And physical activity at least for 60 minutes daily. I know it is more difficult during this pandemic, but if you can engage, if you can advise the parents to engage them in any form of physical activity. So parents have a very major role in doing that. So children need to eat when they are hungry and not when they are bored or tired. And food as a reward has to be discouraged during this childhood and infancy period. Next phase of life is teen and puberty. So teen and puberty, I think most of you would have come across this age group. And the present scenario here is what we see is children who attain puberty. It is at an early age before 8 or 9 in girls. It is mainly because of the poor nutrient intake, and also when they are exposed to endocrine disrupting chemicals. Precocious puberty is again an alarming factor these days, and it has been more alarming due to this pandemic as well. Globally, it is estimated to affect 1 in 500 children. This was done in the year 2016. But due to this pandemic, for the past 1.5 to 2 years, it has increased from 25 to 67 in a year. And it is most predominantly seen in children who are overweight and physically inactive. So children who are exposed to this endocrine disrupting chemicals, it is not only because of the processed fat or processed foods, it is also because of the cosmetics. Cosmetic creams, cosmetic lotions, where the usage of this is more these days. So exposure of these chemicals is also one of the factor of a precocious puberty. So there are some studies which have been undergone where they say exposure to sunlight, that is vitamin D, will delay the onset of puberty, early puberty, and likewise reducing the amount of processed foods, processed meat, processed dairy products. It is not that you should avoid milk, avoid processed dairy products. So use healthy fats, give them more of nuts, prescribe them more of nuts, more of natural fats which are available in seeds, in ghee. So these are the things that has to be taken care during this period of life. Next important period is the youth and maiden. Youth and maiden with the age group not above 25 to 30. So here you have the eating disorders. So youth generally are single-minded obsession. They have a single-minded obsessions to make them look good. So they starve themselves or take fat diets these days. I think you must be knowing about the false diets, the fat diets, like lactose-free, vegan diet, gluten-free diets. These type of diets or even keto diet these days, they want to look thinner so that they are focused, they are looking good with others. But when you see the nutritional background, this is the age group where the calcium stores are more. The body's ability to store calcium is in the age group of between 18 to 25. Above 30, you will not be able to absorb the calcium by the body. Whatever calcium you take after 30 or after 40 is used for the metabolism. So when you should be very careful in taking the calcium and the age group which you generally tell them. So the age group is between 18 to 25 where the nutrients in the body are stored. So the bones take up calcium and it is the building bank. So this is the period where the calcium should be introduced or should be administered as much as possible so that the calcium in the body is stored and it is not resorpted. Again, statistics shows approximately 40.6% had calcium deficiency in the critical years of growth. In the age group of this youth and maiden, 52% of population had bone mineral density issues, had nutritional bone diseases. So dietary calcium was lesser than 300 mg per day, whereas the recommended is it goes up to 700 to 1000 mg, which is recommended. And basically, this is the age group where they avoid drinking milk products. Milk or milk products, they say it will make them fat. But to be on the physiological part and the nutritional part, the bioavailability of protein to calcium and phosphorus ratio in milk is the best for absorption. So whichever supplement you take, the absorption rate will be very low, but the bioavailability of milk in our body, the ratio is around 20 is to 1 gram of protein. In milk, 20 gram of calcium, mg of calcium is to 1 gram of protein, which is the best of bioavailability, which is the best for the absorption. And again, when you're going to increase the vitamin D absorption, vitamin D exposure, the absorption of calcium and phosphorus along with the protein gets to be increased. So there are some cases which I generally see where they try to change the diet, where they try to change the type of food what they eat. But if you change the type of diet, there will be a lot of changes, but some of which may not be the way you want it to be. So when you want to increase or when you want to decrease your calories, you need to increase the vegetable and fruits intake rather than taking more amount of other fast foods. If you really want to lose weight, try as much as possible to increase your vegetable, increase your fruits intake rather than decreasing your protein intake. The next phase of life is pregnancy and motherhood. So before pregnancy, basically, a women in India have these issues: hormonal imbalance, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and which leads to infertility. These are the two main issues currently, which is there, especially in India. An estimated of 1 in 5, almost like 20% of Indian women suffer from polycystic ovarian syndrome, and around 40% chance is there that a female child may develop PCOS if the mother has it. So it is not only the mother having the hormonal imbalance, it is also carried to the next generation. So we have to be careful in choosing food, what type of food is given from the start. I think the theme for the nutritional month is giving a good healthy start from the beginning. So giving a good healthy food from a toddler, from the infancy to childhood, will really help you to develop them for the next generation. So the main solution we see here is the seed rotation diets that was given traditionally. I think the traditional foods, we are again going back to our histories, and we want to take whatever they do, whatever they have done it. We have just left it, whatever they have been doing it all these days. So a seed rotation is introducing the types of seeds for the estrogen and progesterone boost in the body that will aid in the irregular, that will really improve the irregular menstrual cycle. So you can also read about the seed cycling methods which are available, and you need to check on the new naturopathy elements, new naturopathy treatments which have been given instead of going for medications. So generally, when you don't get a period, you go to a doctor, they prescribe you some medicines, then you have your periods. So that should not be the case. You need to check on your weight. You need to check on what type of food you're eating and what type of physical activity you're doing. So increasing the traditional eating habits, more of fiber, more of millets, at least once or twice in a week, and try as much as possible to increase your physical activity. That will really help in improving your hormonal imbalance. Another issue currently where I see is mainly the breastfeeding, lack of breastfeeding in young women. Breastfeeding, compulsory breastfeeding, even though we talk about the nutrient content, we talk about the calcium, we talk about the folic acid, we talk about protein intake, all these things we give to a mother. But even though when they get all these nutrition, they are not able to breastfeed properly. It is mainly because of the techniques that has to be followed. So as nutritionist or dietitian, when you counsel a patient or when you counsel a new mother, you need to be making sure that you also ask them to consult a lactating consultants where they tell you the actual technique of how to feed a baby, the cross cradle techniques. I think the government of India have given various videos which is available in the YouTube and also in the health department website in various languages for the people to understand how do they need to do this technique so that the baby and the mother is benefited. So exclusive breastfeeding, even though we tell everybody and even though there are government projects coming up, government is introducing and government is emphasizing on breastfeeding, it remains less than 70% during the first 6 months, and only 54.2% in the state of Karnataka are breastfed. Main solution, as I told you, the galactogules, which we generally prescribe to mothers. You should also be very careful in not overdoing it. Not overdoing, more of milk, more of ghee, more of nuts. There should be a limit. And consulting these lactating consultants for the cross cradle techniques. So even this technique, if as nutritionist dietitian, if you are able to advise your patients as well, that'll make a very big difference. And when I see a early mother, a nursing mother, or a new mother coming back to me and asking me for a weight loss, first thing I generally ask them, are they breastfeeding? When the mother feeds well, the mother's weight comes back to normal. So generally women after a childbearing, they generally increase on weight and they have difficulty in reducing the weight. So the first thing what you have to counsel a mother is to feed the baby well, so that the nourishment and also the extra fat stores from the mother is reduced, so that the mother's weight is also becomes to normal. The next phase is menopause and old age. The current scenario that we see these days is premenopause. Premenopause, even before the age of 40. I think the traditional age, maybe your grandmothers, your great grandmothers, they have a menopause state of 50 or 55 or even 60. They were fertile, they were active. But these days, it is less than 40. Premature menopause mainly is caused by changing the food habits, lifestyles. Lifestyle in the sense of smoking, drinking, work culture, working late hours. And that with this pandemic, it has been increased. So they work 20 hours, 18 hours at a stretch, increased stress, and also extensive use of birth control pills. So these are the major factors which are affecting in this age group. So before 40, they have the symptoms. Like approximately 4% of Indian women experience the signs of menopause between the age of 29 to 34 years. And it goes up to 8% in the case of women between 35 to 39 years of age. Most effective treatment is going for natural food, avoiding processed food. It is avoiding processed food. I'm not talking about anything like uh, the food you purchase from outside. These are the foods that are naturally available. Maintain a kitchen garden at home. Encourage the patients to have a kitchen garden at home and try to use more of traditional methods, traditional way of cooking, like straining your starch from the rice is also very effective. And more of natural foods in your plate. Your plate basically should have more colors. A balanced diet. I think you must have all heard about this in the last week. A balanced diet, which means the plate what you eat should have more colors. White and brown should be very less. The colors of all the vegetables and fruit should be more. It should be filled. 3/4 should be with the more colors and 1/4 with white and brown. So these are the are proved to be effective treatments in premature menopause. And one of the factors is increasing the multivitamin supplements. Increasing multivitamin supplements, it doesn't mean that you need to pop your medicines as you like it. You need to check on your blood sugar levels, and not the blood sugar, sorry, it about your vitamin status, your vitamin D, your vitamin B12, your vitamin C, your mineral status, your calcium, your iron, your serum iron, serum ferritin levels. If it is low, then go for a multivitamin. If it is normal, try to maintain it with natural food, whatever is available, and increasing your active lifestyle. Here, mainly in the age group, they go on for foods they try to avoid foods which are high in gluten, that are high in lactose, basically to lose weight, or they have indigestion issues. The gut health is also one of the main factor in this period of life, where whatever they eat, it is not getting digested properly. So you need to choose foods and try to make it in a traditional way, or try to use food in a natural way. Don't go for anything which is processed. Try to use foods which are in the natural form. Processing of food will add more of chemicals, will add some amount of preservatives that will increase the shelf life. There is something called as nutrogenomics, which is there these days, which are coming up. You can do a DNA of your genes and know which type of allergy, which type of food is allergic to you. You can check on yourself on what are the foods that you have to be avoiding after during your gene coding. So it is called as the gene coding, and the science is called as nutrogenomics. If you can read about it more. So these days, even for physical activity, the type of physical activity, the type of muscles, what you have to concentrate is all there in our genes. So people, when they want to lose weight, they go for n number of exercises, and after a short period of time they will not be able to continue it. It is mainly because they don't know what type of exercise suits them. So in order to increase your physical activity, if you want to know what type of exercise you want to do, you can even check on your genes and take a consultation from a certified nutritionist or a dietitian, and then work on your health as well. So these are the major problems, major aspects which I have covered in the life of a woman. The major things that has to be addressed immediately. So the main thing as the physical health, which I have addressed. I'm going to give you a brief look on the holistic health of the other aspects in the holistic health of a woman: mental, emotional, spiritual, and social. First, when you see on the mental health, you have to follow this IDA model of aware, interest, develop, and avoid. Aware, be aware of your strengths and weaknesses. Be in interest in seeking help. Develop a strong network and avoid stress as much as possible. This will really give you a very good emotional health. Then we go on to the spiritual health of having a realistic growth, having an open mindedness, know your limits, and be positive. Positive outlook really helps in keeping yourself more lively and also positive to others. It really helps to communicate with others as well. Next, we go on to the spiritual health, where you can connect with your faith community. You can also be a contributor, like a volunteer, contribute as a volunteer as well. Consult a faith person or a person whom you trust. Meditate and pray. Take time for yourself. It is not that all whatever we learn, whatever we earn is only for ourselves. So be sure that you take time for yourself. That will really nurture your spiritual health. Last thing is the social health. Social health is more important these days, where you need to increase the interaction and imbibe different cultures, mingle with people with different cultures, so that you will know their habits, their belief, and also interacting with the other people. That will really improve our physical health, improving interpersonal relationships, improving our different cultures, interacting with different people. So you will have an idea of what are the likes and dislikes of other people. It is not that you should be in only one place and not communicating or not be socializing. You need to image positive, so that people who see you will also find that there is a positiveness around you. This is a beautiful saying that I want to close up with: an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So it is basically to be preventing rather than, it is good that if you can prevent, an ounce of prevention is a worth pound of cure. So any stress, whatever you come across, try to relax yourself and try to have a focus on your health. Thanks for patiently listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Optimal health is the primary goal of holistic health practice. Thank you for giving us an insight into the holistic health, especially for women. Ma'am, can we have a question and answer session, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Over to you, Bhargavi.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning.
We have many questions to you. So the first question is, what are the essential nutrients that are in need for old age?
See, we cannot tell as a specific thing. I think I told you about the multivitamin supplements. You cannot give a multivitamin supplements to anybody and everybody. So basically they need to do a blood test before taking any pill. because it might be dangerous, especially during the old age. Because they don't drink much of water, it might lead to toxicity as well. So if it is going to be calcium or if it's going to be iron, if they are deficient in any vitamin or any mineral, then they can go on to taking a supplement. Else, you need to have a balanced diet.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So, one more question. How can we treat the PCOS problem for women? What is the way to treat PCOS problem for women?
So first you need to check on from when they have this issue of polycystic ovarian syndrome. Is it early? I think these days, because I told you the children attain the premature puberty, it is mainly, it can also be because of the premature pre-oxious puberty as well. So you need to take in consideration what is the age of the puberty and how long they have been suffering from this issue. And main reason for the PCOS is mainly the metabolic disorders and also hormonal imbalance. So you need to check on their hormonal levels. So when a patient comes to me, I would be asking them to check on their LH, FSH, the hormone levels. And then accordingly, we prescribe them a diet. So a healthy balanced diet with more fruits and vegetables, maybe more of calories coming from natural foods and avoiding processed food. And I think I've told you in the presentation about the seed cycling method, which is being followed these days. It is more effective, the naturopathic treatment. Basically, if the patient or a person with PCOS is gaining weight, they have to lose weight. If they're not gaining weight, they have to check on their serum iron ferritin levels. So it is customized, it is personalized, individual consultation. We cannot give an idea of giving them whatever foods they have to eat.
Thank you, ma'am. One more question. What are the consequences faced during old age while consuming over supplements?
Yes, so consequences mainly calcium stones, kidney stones, because of the calcium, whatever they take, calcium supplements, what they take. Mainly they lack in drinking water. So that is one of the reason. And they will have some neurological effects if there is too much of medications. If they go for any other treatments, neurological disturbances will be there. And again, when they have a fall, these are the most consequences mostly in old age group.
Thank you, ma'am. How does teen nutrition affect growth and development, ma'am?
Sorry, I'm not able to get you.
How does teen nutrition affect growth and development of their health?
How does, sorry?
How does teen age nutrition affect growth and development of them?
Teen, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, teen, as I told you, teen and youth, maiden, that's just before the marriage, you need to have a good nutrition. So that is the phase where the maximum absorption in the body takes place. When you see the physiology, most of the nutrients, whatever we take, the absorption takes place only during this phase. And mainly after 30, it is just the maintenance. Whatever nutrients are stored up, it is being used up. And whatever you take, it is used as the metabolism. Whatever mineral supplements or whatever food you take is used as a metabolism. So teen and maiden are an important phase where the absorption of nutrients are maximum. So you should be careful enough to include more of iron, calcium, folic acid rich foods, not the supplements. You need to choose foods in a way that it is absorbed and try to eat in a healthier way rather than going for anything which is processed or fast food.
Thank you, ma'am. And one more last question is that what are the foods to be avoided by a woman during pregnancy?
So that is a controversial food. That is a controversial question. Generally, there is no food to be avoided. So it is all depends upon each individual. It is personalized. There are some traditional ways that they generally tell to avoid certain foods, but scientifically or it is not proven. So it is according to their traditional ways. If they have to avoid papaya, they can avoid papaya. If they want to take papaya or pineapple, they are very well, they can take. But there is not any proven studies till now to show that these are the foods to avoid. But if they can avoid, which is processed food, like processed, preserved, like mercury, which is the fish, the freshwater fish, mercury levels. So fish, we generally ask them to restrict, not avoid, basically for the contamination, not for anything else. So if you're living near a river or near seashore, if you're very sure that you're getting a good type of fish, fresh fish every day, you can go about it, taking it. But if you are in a place where you find only a processed meat or processed fish, avoid it totally. So anything which is processed, any chemicals, even Ajinomoto, where they add for the most of the Chinese cooking, to be avoided. Any chemicals, natural foods, there is no restriction. Processed and chemicals have to be avoided.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable time. I request the participants of National Nutrition Week 2021 to get their certificate by filling the feedback form in the description box below. Thank you. No duty is more urgent than of returning thanks. Time is an illusion which made today's program to come to an end, and also an end to National Nutrition Week celebrations 2021. I now request Mrs. Swarna Kartika, Assistant Professor, to propose the vote of thanks.
I deem it is a great honor to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. First and foremost, I give a glory to the Almighty God for making this week a long Nutrition Week program a resounding success. We are grateful to our Secretary, beloved Principal, Dr. Geeta Ma'am, who has always been our pillar of support. We extend our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Sita Lakshmi Ma'am, Vice Principal, Self-Support Team. I place on record my sincere thanks to Dr. Bhavani, Dietitian, Secretary, IDA Chapter. Avoid 3 P's for a better living: processed, packed, preserved. Ms. Divana Jamima, Assistant Professor, Isbilla, Duban College, Lucknow. Diet is what you are eating, not something you are on. Ms. Deepalakshmi, Clinical Nutritionist, Sri Ramachandra Hospital. Health is much more dependent on our habits and nutrition than on medicine. Mrs. Yasmin Abubakar, teacher, the Central School, Dubai. Child's well-being starts right from 270 days in a womb. Ms. Karpagavalli, lifestyle coach, need for being physically fit to prevent chronic diseases. Ms. Grace Jnanapriya Abraham, clinical nutritionist, Bangalore, well spoken about holistic health. My heartfelt thanks is due to our distinguished invitees, Mr. Arunan, Mr. Aravind, casting director, and motivational speakers. I owe my gratitude to the Department of NFSMD and enthusiastic student team who have been the backbone of this event. I wholeheartedly thank the technical team for the constant support all through the event. Special thanks to Ajita technical team. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. I once again wish to express my gratitude to each and everyone who were associated with us throughout the National Nutrition Week celebrations 2021. Thank you everyone for your efforts. I would like to leave you all with an intellectual nourishment. Let Thai food be Thai medicine and medicine be Thai food. Stay safe. Thank you.